Good afternoon, Janet. Nice to see you.
Good afternoon, Elaine.
So I'd like to ask you a few questions about how you first became a carer.
Certainly. I become a carer, very specific, 23rd of May 2016. My partner, Jonathan, had, as we later found out through medical MRIs and blood tests and things and scans, that he'd had 9 mini strokes and a minor stroke at the age of 48. We'd been to Whitby and he wasn't quite well when we was coming home. So I insisted that he went to the doctors on the Monday, and the doctor phoned the stroke unit at Calderdale, spoke to Dr. Nair there on the team, and they advised to take aspirin for the week. He was appointed a CT scan MRI, can't remember which one, over at Calderdale for a brain scan just to see what was going on. And that's when they found out he'd got the original diagnosis. And he was operated on the 26th of July. This is from the 23rd of May. That's how quick they got it through. The thing is, it was his birthday on the 26th of July. So he had his first operation on his neck, his bioelectroendectomy, on his birthday. And then the day after August bank holiday, he had the other side operated on because he still had a blockage. Right. It's like when you have a milkshake and you get that little bit of the blocked straw and you get that little bit of juice through the middle. That's what was happening with his neck, in the carotid arteries in his neck, and that's what caused the mini strokes and the minor stroke.
Crikey, you know a lot of detail.
I've had to learn it. So after 2 years, we got advised Sunday, I think it might have been the pool team captain, Tony. He mentioned, have you been in contact with this, this and this? He just went through a list. And I went, no, yes, no. To each one. And he says, well, phone that one and phone that one. And that were Gateway to Care. Right. And you guys at Carers Count.
Oh. So then you got in touch with Carers Count?
Yeah, well, Gateway to Care come out, did the assessments.
Oh, good.
I don't know if I had an assessment as well, but that's when they mentioned the Carers Count bit. So I must have had a...
You may have had a carers assessment.
Yeah, but I don't remember them writing it down, if you know what I mean. So it's just all a verbal one.
Right.
So I need to phone them back up, find out if I've had one. And if not, I need one doing. And I think Johnny needs another assessment doing to show how much he's altered, if you know what I mean, because he's getting worse. He's actually said himself he's getting worse.
Oh dear.
So, yeah.
So you might have to get in touch with them then and see if they can come out and help with another assessment now.
Yeah.
Because we're a few years on since 2016, aren't we?
Yeah, because we can ask for an assessment.
4 years on. Yeah. That's really good though that he was able to go back to work for a while, isn't it?
He went back on phased return. It was off. I think it was just short of a year. It was off. And he went back on phased return. They wanted him to go back on full time, which is 40 hours, 8 hours a day.
Yeah, you went back to the doctor.
Yeah, and he said no. I want you to. And he gave him a return to work note, and in the notes bit it says he is not allowed to do any more than 20 hours a week on reduced hours on medical grounds. In capitals.
Yeah.
So that's what he did.
And did that help him? That helped him to stay in work then after that. So, what your role as a carer, Janet, since he had this stroke?
Yeah.
You must have had to do quite a lot for him.
I have to do everything. He can't do anything in the house. He's no dexterity. And he's really slow at doing something. It's like he will wash up once a blue flood for me.
Mm.
And I mean once a blue flood.
Yeah.
And where it'd take us like 10 minutes to do a sink full of pots, it takes him an hour.
Mm.
He stops, forgets what he's doing, but he walks away.
Yeah.
And then comes back, and like 15, 20 minutes later, he'll come back and, I haven't finished that, as if he's forgot what he was doing. And
I know you've told me on occasion that you've had to get him up and help him get dressed and get ready for work.
He does wear hearing aids, which we keep forgetting to put in, I will be honest. Like when we go out for socialising, they're on shelf in its box, I forget to put them in. Because there's no dexterity, which is part of the problem.
Yeah. Must be frustrating for him.
It's frustrating for me. It's
frustrating
for me. I have to put his socks on for him as well. That's the only bit of his dressing that he can't do. We've tried the tools that you can buy, that you get, where you roll your sock on and pull it out.
Yes.
No, even I can do it. I can't do it, me. I've tried it on myself just to get used to doing it. Can't do it.
Yeah, no.
So, but luckily enough, we've got one of them sofas that flips out, so I don't have to bend right down, because I've got a back anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, but
So taking you back to when you first discovered Carers Count, what happened then? How did we help?
I think I emailed. I can't remember if I emailed or phoned. I think I emailed, because it was easier.
Yeah.
I explained my situation of that I'd become a new carer, and I just needed some information of where to go, what to do, and if they could help, because it said that they did advocacy and information. And I will be honest, I think it was Debbie that phoned me back. Debbie that's gone to Health Watch.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Debbie that phoned me back and said would like to come in for a quick chat down in Carers Count in the storage room, interview room. And I think you were in that day, and you got introduced, and you mentioned about the art group.
Did Debbie bring you in and introduce you? Yeah.
Stay for a bit, and then I said, right, I'll get back home now, because I left him with his mum, because his mum looked after him for me. But that's when I started coming to Carers Count. So.
And you joined the art group?
I joined the art group. Did a bit of volunteering.
Yeah.
I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Doing Carers Count, even the Zoom bits, is my little bit of respite.
Yeah.
Well, before I become Jonathan's carer, I was co-carer for my dad. My dad had liver cancer.
All right.
For 4 years. He'd retired, went to Australia for a month. And while he was there, he complained of a backache, and it was a lump in his back, and it was his liver. He got what was called hemochromatosis, which is too much iron in your system, in your blood. It can affect your organs, and it was attacking his liver. Your liver is the only one that will regenerate. So, but he turned around and says, no, I've had my life, because he offered him a transplant. And he said, no, I've had my life, give it to someone younger. So we had 4 years at home, but he didn't have chemo. They just let it do what it had to do. He says, no,
that must have been hard, Janet.
It was on my dad. He knew it was a long, slow process of what was going to happen in the end. But we had 4 extra years with him, whereas the advisory chemo, it could have been a year, 2 years, that would have been it. And that's why my dad said, no, I'd rather do it. So they just kept taking blood, because like we go to have Our Lady things, they just used to just take a couple of pints of blood out of my dad just to get rid of the excess iron.
Right.
That calmed it down for a while.
Yeah.
Then he just went into a nursing home. He was in a nursing home until the 4th of November 2005. No, 2006.
So you've actually been caring for quite a long time.
Yeah. I've actually been caring since 2005, because I lost my partner Alan. He had he had lung cancer.
I remember you telling me, yes.
He'd only been diagnosed a month before he died. He died 28th of December. I don't do 28th of December. Johnny takes me out for the day. We do something fun. Even if it's over Christmas, we go somewhere fun.
Yeah, when you became a carer, I understand this, you had some problems yourself then and you went for some help?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I have stress, anxieties and depression. I think it's a culmination of losing my partner, Alan, the year before. My dad died in 2005, 2006. This is a bit you don't know. 2 years later, my mum had breast cancer twice. So I've had like 3 lots of cancer in the family within 4 years. That were up to 2007, 8. So I've been on antidepressants since, I'll be 34 years this year. I'd been on antidepressants over the years, different ones, because I'd had the baby blues when Christopher was born. And then it transpired into depression. So I've had that. But I've had CBT therapy, cognitive behaviour therapy, over the phone this year.
You've been taking part in quite a few of our Zoom chats and groups.
I'm booked in for my meditation on Friday.
Excellent.
I'm going to do it downstairs, so I'm going to get Johnny involved.
All right, okay, yeah.
You can sit on the sofa and do it.
Why not? Why not? Well, thanks for sharing, Janet.
Not a problem.
That's great. And obviously we look forward to seeing you at our next Zoom group, or our arts and crafts chat.
And our walk next week.
And our walk next week, the arts and crafts.